Hey everybody, it's Chris again. To start off, this video is not a disc or product review. I know it's a little strange for this channel, but I'd seen similar questions popping up in a common vein and I thought maybe I'd take a crack at answering it. Those questions go along these lines. Why do field work? What can I do for field work? Or what do I do for field work? And why not just play courses? To answer that, really simple video. I'm going to be inside a dome. I'm going to be throwing a lot of judges. You're going to see my oldest judge, my newest judge, my most overstable judge, my most understable judge. You're going to see me throw them on different lines. You're going to see hyzers, you're going to see flat, you're going to see anhyzers. All of them are aiming for a single target. I put a truth 225 feet approximately out for me. I'm trying to get as close as I can to that target with all these discs. Now, what's the point? Well, if you can't tell, I throw a lot of judges. I always have at least two in my bag. I usually carry a state or a beat and a fairly fresh, stable one. But if I'm going to rotate those judges, or if I have to pull in a backup, I want to know what that disc is going to do on different flights. So I want to know if I put this on a hyzer, what it's going to do. Because I've thrown it so many times, I know it's going to flip up. And depending on how much power I give it, it's either going to pan right at the end, or it might still fade out. And again, that's dependent on power. I also want to know what this one's going to do. If I have to get over the top of a tree, but the basket's still fairly straight, I don't want to throw this disc, because if I put it over the top, it's going to turn right. Whereas if I throw this one up, it might pan down and come down the top of the pin for me. I know that because I've practiced with these discs. I know what they're going to do on those different lines, and that's what you're going to get to see here. You're going to see some screw-ups. Some of these discs I wasn't as familiar with, and I missed the target horribly. Some of them I know really well, and they're reliably within 15 feet, which is great at that range for me because that's a putt that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to make. So why field work? Because it gives you quick familiarity with your discs on different lines. My favorite way to do this is not in a dome. It's actually softball diamonds, the complexes. That's because it's an easy way. I can throw them, pick them up, turn to the next outfield, throw them, go and gather them up, turn to the next outfield, throw them, and I get all the compass points. If it's a windy day, that means I get tailwind, right to left wind, headwind, left to right wind to finish. So I've just thrown all my discs into different winds and now have some familiarity, not great familiarity, but I've at least thrown them and have some idea what might happen. And if I keep going around, it gets more and more ingrained. What's this disc going to do in a left to right wind if I throw it flat? What's this disc going to do in a left to right wind if I throw it with hyzer? Very simple, very quick, easy familiarity. What that also allows is if you go to a course blind and you say you come up to a hole and it's a 220-foot anhyzer shot, you have some idea of what disc might be able to fill that role. So, hope you enjoy. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to criticize me and tell me I'm off my rocker or that it was helpful, whatever works for you. I hope you enjoy. Watch for the commentary in the video. Thanks. Okay, so after that long-winded intro, here are the actual flights of the disc. 3 piles. This pink one just came off the right side. That's going to be the hyzer release. As you can see, putting it up in the air, let the angle of release and also the stability of the disc naturally kick in, bring it back to center. Center stack, that's going to be a flatter release. Now I know that judges have a little bit of a stable finish at the end, so I'm going to put them just a touch out to the right on that flat release, let that natural stability pull them down. In the left side stack, that's my anhyzer stack. These are going to go up higher into the left. As you can see it pop it up out there, and they're going to come back, flatten out, and sit down in the middle. Now on all these throws, and you're going to see me just go through the stack. Here's that right side stack again, it's going to be another hyzer. My goal is not necessarily to land right on top of that truth, although that would be perfect. My goal is to be within about 25 feet of that truth. And I say 25 feet, that's purely for me. That's my comfort range. I know if I'm inside 25 feet, I should hit that putt. Now it's not going to mean I'm going to hit that putt, but I know that I should hit it. So on any of these throws, if they're within 25, I consider that a success. And that's a hard mental state for me because I want to be right on top of that truth. But I have to realize, hey, I might have messed up a little bit. I'm 22 feet away instead of 2 feet away, but this is a putt I can make. That's an okay throw. These last 2 shots were fun for me because these are the 2 truths that I actually have, or the 2 judges I have in my bag right now. And these are the 2 throws I throw with them a lot. The up and the right with a stable judge, right back down to center. I think this was like 8 feet away. And then this is my fun judge. This is the super beat-in one you saw in the intro. This one's going to go a lot higher and wider left than the others, and that's because I know exactly what it does in this line. I throw this shot with it. I've been throwing this shot with it for about a year. It just pans beautifully back to center. Another thumbs up. Okay, here's the second set of throws. Now if you go back to the intro, one of the things I said was I want to see different discs on different lines. So that first throw, that was actually a disc I threw on the Anheuser release last time, and this time I threw it on a Heiser release. I gave it too much angle and put it too far out to the right and ended up outside of where I wanted it to be, but still a usable throw, and it's something I can work on and adjust with in the future. This next throw is an important part of field work. This is going to sound dumb. This is probably my worst throw of the entire session. It was bad form, it was a bad release, it was way outside of where I wanted to be with not enough angle on the disc, and it ends up 50 feet from the target, maybe 60 feet. Not where I want to be at all, but it's something to recognize that, you know, you're going to shank some in field practice, that's okay. And what makes it nice is I've got 2 more discs right there, I've got 2 more throws to get it out of my head and finish this setup successfully. For the third set, I actually backed the disc up a little bit farther, like maybe 25 feet further back. So my first throw, it was the line I wanted, and it probably would have been a little bit outside, but it was really short. That gave me my range for the rest of the discs, and the set actually ended up being pretty decent. Now again, different discs, different lines. That's a disc I threw on Heiser release in the second set, Anheuser release on the first set. Now I'm throwing it flat, and I've gotten a good look at what that disc is going to do for me. So coming up, this is my redemption throw. I know I said I want to see discs on different lines, but this is the disc I really screwed up with last time. So if I'm out in the field, I'm going to throw that disc on a better line, get the result I want, get that bad memory out of my head, and know what this disc can do. To wrap this up, what I want to talk about is that, yeah, I threw judges on different lines today, but you can do this with other things. Back the target up, throw mid-ranges, fairways, drivers, whatever you want to practice with. Get that set of discs and aim for something. You can also do different throws. I could show you my forehand, but they're all terrible and you would just have to laugh the entire time. But you can throw forehand rollers, backhand rollers, overhand, whatever shot you need to work on. Get out there, get that repetition, get some familiarity. Alright, as promised, here's my target disc. Sitting on the white line is that Yellow Truth. As you can see, there are a bunch of discs around it. There's an outlier out there about 20-25 feet. But most things are within 10-15 feet. It's very successful, except for my first ranging throw, which I'm about to walk off. I think that one was in between 30 and 35 feet, so it's a little bit farther out. But overall, as you see me pan around, a lot of these discs are within that zone that I wanted to be in, or be inside. And that's what you should be working on, getting your discs within that comfort zone for you.